We saw it at Fantastic Fest, and it was absolutely amazing. And you know, we kind of went in sight unseen, and I know that a lot of people are really surprised about what exactly this is.
Right. I mean, we tried to make something where you don't have to have any background nor any interest in any of the supposed topics. You don't have to know anything about Alejandro Jodorowsky or his films. You don't have to know anything about Dune, or you don't have to know anything about science fiction, because it's not really about those things. It's about this kind of bigger story that he tells. So hopefully people can go in blind or go in as fans of any of those items.
Yeah, now I'm glad you said Jodorowsky, because we weren't quite sure, and I know some people that could be a point of confusion as to how to pronounce his name, and in fact we got to see him at South by Southwest and got to ask him himself, and he says it doesn't matter. He says you can say Jodorowsky, Jodorowsky, any of that.
I saw the video of you guys. That's right. Now I was like, did I see you someplace? Right, I saw the video. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah. So how did he tell you to pronounce it? Or
I asked him once. I said. Because in the film, we even have it pronounced 3 different ways, depending on who's speaking. In the film, there's Jodorowsky, Hodorowsky, and Yodorowsky. And one day I asked him, I said, what do you prefer? How do you prefer your name to be pronounced? And he said, I am more than a name. So I was like, fantastic. You can't really beat that.
Yeah, and what a character too. I mean, what was it like to spend so much time with him and get to know someone that a lot of people really haven't gotten a chance to get to know?
I mean, it's incredible. I mean, he's got an incredible power, and to be fortunate enough to be given one-on-one time with him is amazing. You know, I was just watching the other day on YouTube. I found a video clip of him in Barcelona with an audience of 6,000 people, and it's all in Spanish. And my Spanish is, you know, just about non-existent, and. But even that, you know, watching him command this room of 6,000 people, and he had the entire audience stand up and all grasp hands across each other like this. So it was this beautiful, ornate theater, multi-level, and it was a theater in the round. So he's on this round stage, surrounded on all sides by these audience who all had to grasp each other's hands, and then they all had to sway. He told them all to sway back and forth and start humming. And then he just stopped speaking and just started walking around the stage, watching this crowd. And so he can perfectly command an audience of 6,000, or speak one-on-one and really get to your soul, almost. And I think that comes across in the films, that he's extremely powerful. But to have access to him and to have his home number is really, I feel privileged. When my cell phone rings and I see Alejandro Jodorowsky appear, I get excited.
And how did you get him to agree to do it?
I guess lots of pestering. I think I probably approached him. Maybe I approached him in the same way that he approached Orson Welles and Salvador Dali, kind of this blind enthusiasm and ambition that I didn't even realize until the film was done. I only realized that, I suppose, in making the film, I had the same ambition that he maybe had for his Dune, or that he speaks about in the film. But I just went in kind of like a maniac and asked him to do it, and he somehow said yes.
After seeing this film, it almost makes you think that, well, maybe this could still be done with his vision somehow. Do you believe that?
I do. You know, we premiered the film at the Cannes Film Festival, and there was a director in the audience, a French director named Jan Koonen. And so he was sitting there watching the film, and he sees the part where Nicholas Winding Refn speaks about being given Nicholas Winding Refn is a director who went to Alejandro's house and was shown all the Dune artwork and got basically a tour through the movie. And Jan Koonen was so jealous and so upset at this that he called up Alejandro the next day and said, I'm coming to your house. I want you to show me Dune. And he went to his house, and Alejandro took him through the book, and Jan Koonen said, I want to do this as an animated film. So we'll see if that happens, but there is interest all the time. People are always emailing me and questioning, can it be done? Can somebody, can the book be released? Can someone make an animated version of the film? And that's what Jodorowsky says. He says, I did the film, it's here. Now anyone can take it and continue on the vision because it's been realized. It hasn't been realized, but it has been realized.
And he seems actually pretty much at peace that that it didn't get made, and I think this is such an interesting story about the greatest film never made. So it has to be. But for you, you have to sense some sort of frustration about this.
Do I sense any frustration from him?
Or just in general, and for yourself as an audience member?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe I'm approaching it in a slightly different way, because if his film was completed, I never would have gotten to make this film, and I never would have gotten to meet him. But I would have loved to have seen his film, for sure. But it's really interesting, because how many people can you speak about that spent so many years working on a project only for it to collapse and for it not to happen, but to be uplifted by it? You know, he's not bitter about it. He's not upset. He doesn't feel that, you know, people stole his ideas. He felt that he influenced the world, and he says it's fantastic. He says, look at his career and all the things he's done. Look at his team of artists that came on. Look how their careers have been improved. He really feels completely satisfied at the way that it all worked out.
Well, and he has a completely unique view on life too, and he has some very profound things that he says. And what do you think you'll always remember that he said, something that stuck out to you?
I think it's really the thing that hits me the most is, I think, the thing that hits most audiences the hardest, which is him just speaking about ambition. And you have to try. And he says, in the film, he says, I'm 84 years old, and look at me, I'm still going, I'm still creating. Every day I'm creating, he says. Every day, and it's true, every day he's writing, he's developing new scripts, he's doing paintings. He literally, every single day, now he's 85, he's still doing something. He has plans to make a new film, he wants to go to Mexico and shoot something else. He's raring to go, and he says in the film that he has the ambition to live to be 300 years old. And I think that he may do it. You know, in a certain sense, he's like a shark. You know, he never stops moving. Once he stops, I don't know what's going to happen, but I don't see him stopping for the next 215 years or so. I think he's going to take it all the way.
Yeah, he's only a third of the way through right
exactly,
now. He
yeah.
may surprise
he's just a
us.
baby. Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. So what do you have coming up next?
You know, there's a couple of ideas. You know, trying to figure out what the next project's going to be, but the challenge is there, because now that I know Jodorowsky, and now that we have this relationship, I need to do something that would make him proud. You know, not make a Jodorowskyan film, because only he can make a film like he can make, but something with the same values that he speaks about. He speaks about making. He wanted his Dune to be a prophet. He wanted it to change the world. He wanted it to have all these spiritual meanings in it. So if I can do something that would make him proud, then I know it's a success. But what it's going to be, yeah. I don't know. Time it'll come to me. It'll come to me like it came to him, like when he just blurted out Dune. I think hopefully something like that. A lightning bolt will hit one day.
Well, and you have to be so excited that this is finally coming out too.
Thrilled. We're out of over the moon. It's just. I can't wait for people to go see it and see how will they be inspired by it. What will they take away? What lessons of his will they walk away with? And how will this documentary change the world? You know, what will it help to inspire in people? And what new films, what new artwork, what new whatever will we see coming from people who've seen this?
But congratulations again on the film. We're so happy to see it and see it get out there to the world. And we're looking forward to seeing what you have next.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.